going to show you how to ghost load your shotgun, why it will or won't work, and how to determine if you can do that with your own shotgun. On the SPAS-12 here, gotta take it apart real quick. When a shell is ejected from the tube, there's this flap right here, and when there's a shell in there, it prevents another one from coming out. So you're able to get an extra shell sitting on the lifting gate, and when the gun cycles, it'll feed that one next and then feed from the tube. You can do it on 870s, but you have to have a little bit of extra wiggle room in your magazine, because on an 870, what prevents the next round from coming out is this little clip here, and that's actuated by pulling the gun all the way back. So if you don't have enough room to stick half a shell hanging out, then you won't be able to close the action. So this normally holds 6 plus 1, 2 3/4 inch shells, I believe. But if I had a little bit extra room, maybe on your shotgun or with smaller shells, you might be able to fit an extra. It's a lot harder on this style because the room down here, you can't fit a full shell like you can with the SPAS. So let me put the SPAS back together and I'll show you how to do it. First thing you want to do with the SPAS is cycle the action so you know the hammer spring's cocked. Then you can load your magazine tube. I'm just going to put one in there. Then you have to pull the action back about 3/4 of the way. You can't pull it back too far. Just enough to drop a shell in there. And then you would take one and put it into the chamber, which I'm not going to do. Then you're ready to go. When you fire the gun, it's going to cycle. It's going to take that next shell. And then when you fire again, you'll be back to normal operation feeding from the magazine. So you can get 8 plus 1 plus 1. For the 870, it's a very similar concept. You want to cycle the action once to make sure the hammer is cocked. And then you can load your magazine tube. Then you pull it back 3/4 of the way. If you go too far, it's going to spit that shell out. Drop one onto the lifter. Put one in the chamber. And it's a little harder. You got to, as you're closing it, you have to guide that shell into the beginning of the magazine tube. You can see it going in there. So now you have a shell that's halfway out of the tube holding the rest in. You would have one in the chamber. So when you fire, it takes that shell, and then it would continue to work like normal and feed from the magazine. The problem is, especially with this gun, which normally holds 6 plus 1, if I load the tube all the way, you can't get another half a shell. It can't hold, it has to hold like 6.5 or 5.5. It's a 18.25 barrel, 18.5. So maybe if it was a 20-inch barrel, you would have a little bit extra, and I can show that to you now. Alright, now I have the magazine tube fully loaded. Now I have the tube fully loaded, and if I try to insert a 7th, you'll see that I only get, you know, 1/4 of the inch in. And I know that underneath the bolt above the lifter, there's not enough room to hold a whole shell. So you have to be able to fit about half. So you either have to have a longer extension, a longer barrel. I mean, they don't need to match, but, or you have to use shorter ammo. And as long as you can get that halfway in the tube, you can hold one extra, and the gun will still function fine. I've heard it works on all different types of shotguns. If it's a lever system like the SPAS, it's going to be more reliable if you can fit a whole shell under there. so you don't have to tuck it halfway in the tube, and you'll be able to get one more. If it's something more like the 870, you're gonna have to get lucky with the length of your ammo and the length of your magazine tube and extension, and the length of the follower. I've got a 3/4 inch plastic follower, so maybe if it was a lot shorter, I might be able to load this gun one extra. One more thing I have to say, it's possible on certain models that you can fit an entire shell under the bolt and above the lifter. And if that's the case, it has to be a lever system like the SPAS, which prevents another shell from coming out and jamming by pressing that lever. If it's like the 870 and you could fit an entire shell in here, then when you pump it back, it's going to release another one from the magazine and you'll end up jamming most likely. So on one like the 870, it's important to have the shell halfway into the tube to prevent the next one from coming out, where that's not necessary on the SPAS-12 because of the lever. But you should be able to figure out if your gun, you can ghost load it. I might not even recommend it for something like home defense, because if it jams, it's not my fault. But if you're out on the range and having fun, then it might be one cool trick to show your friends.